Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Atletico Madrid 4, Real Madrid 2. Real Madrid crash out of the Copa del Rey, and the hopes of a treble continues as Real Madrid will not be getting that. Of course, we wanted to retain this trophy, of course, but we have to be realistic. We were never going to win the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, and the La Liga at the same time. We might win La Liga, and we've already won the Super Copa, and we might win the Champions League, maybe. But winning all these trophies with the squad and with the amount of games we have was not possible. And I think that is a learning lesson. And also an example of how hard winning a treble truly is, because it's not just having a very very good team, it's also about having many players who can come in and step up when you need them to. And we don't have that. You're looking to the bench. Joselu, Dani Ceballos, these are squad players, yes, but they're not going to be players who are going to win you trophies. They're not going to be individuals who are going to win you things. And let's make that clear. Because we have been saying this since day one, that Joselu is not the long-term solution to replace Benzema. And Ceballos is not going to be the long-term solution to replace Modric or Kroos. And I think that you really have to understand and really see that way. But let's talk about Atletico Madrid, because on here we're not going to just talk about Real. We'll give credit where credit's due to the opponents, and Atletico played really well. I've been seeing this question pop out a lot on social media as to why Atletico Madrid are the only team this season that has been able to beat Real Madrid, and twice as well, at the Wanda Metropolitano. Firstly, it's the way they play defensively. I think it's not like you're playing against a Cadiz, where it's a low block, they sit back, and they have spaces. I think Atletico are better than that. They play defensively better than that. They are physical side. And apart from a couple, you can name Rudiger, you can name Tchouaméni, you can name Joselu if he starts. We don't have the players to match that physicality, and that is just facts. And they have the attacking qualities, the clinical players like an Antoine Griezmann, to get them somewhere. And that is the separation between where Barcelona are this season and where Real Madrid and Girona are. I think that's the middle, really, where defensively they are better than Barcelona, but going forward they have the qualities, but not as much as Real Madrid or Girona this season. But they are a solid side. They are probably the third best team in the Liga this season. I know that the table might not suggest that way, but they play good football at their best, and you have to give them the credit they deserve. Of course, it pains me to say that. Let's talk about the goals. First goal, it was poor. It was really poor to concede. But again, it comes from a cross. I'm not gonna say how many times I've said this, right? But when you play Atletico Madrid, you can never let them get a cross in. How many times must we say this? And how many times are we gonna keep doing this? The cross comes in. Yes, Rudiger, he should not be trying to head it away, but there's nothing he can do in that instance. He tries to head it away, it goes to Samuel Lino, and it's a simple goal for him. The equalizing goal just before half time, Modric with a free kick into the box. Oblak tries to catch it, punch it. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it ended up going to this back of his net. And then 1-1 at the break. it looked like it could be what happened in the Super Copa, where we went 1-0 down, we got the game back, and then we went from there. But second half again, Morata scores, and yes, that's poor from Rudiger, who I thought was probably the worst player on the pitch, and that's poor from Lunin. But Kamavinga, man, the ball comes through, he tries to clear, intercept the ball, but he just ends up passing it to, who was it? I have no idea who he was, but it was an Atlético Madrid player. No, it wasn't. It was actually, he passed it back to Lunin, and Lunin tries to come and get it. Basically he does. He pushes it straight to Rudiger, and Rudiger basically made a mess of it. The ball goes behind the keeper as well, and Morata has a simple tap in. The equalizing goal was great again. The second equalizing goal, Bellingham does well. Good cross in. Joselu with a good header. He's having to find so many chances, really, Joselu, and he scored this one, but it ended up not meaning anything because into extra time, Griezmann with a spectacular goal. Let's be honest, that's a spectacular goal. And it tells you a lot when Vinicius Jr. has to be the one coming back and defending Antoine Griezmann. And we'll get into the individuals later, but that was poor. It's a great finish, let's be honest. And then, to wrap it up, the nail on the coffin, Tchouaméni is left alone in a 2v1 situation with Memphis Depay and Riquelme. And Memphis Depay gets the ball, squares it to Riquelme, and 4-2, game over, jobs are done, Atlético Madrid win. But where is the communication and the understanding on the pitch? There wasn't any of that. And you look at Real Madrid games, this is the first game since the last time we played Atlético that I felt that way, where it was a defeat that was hard to take, but it was like we could have defended and played better than that, and that really should have been the case. But what went wrong? And I think we need to understand and learn from it, because 2 times we went to the Wanda Metropolitano and both times we've collapsed. So what went wrong? Lack of communication, lack of understanding, lack of the ability to deal with balls coming to the box. What is going on? But look, the Copa del Rey is a trophy that I think Real Madrid want to win, and every trophy matters. Let's make that clear. I'm not gonna sit here and say, we don't care about it. We're gonna win La Liga and the Champions League anyways. That is just pure saltiness, and I'm not gonna say that. But we have to move on. Yes, we're knocked out of the Copa del Rey, but we have to move on. Let's talk about the players. Lunin. Well, Kepa got a lot of hate when we played against Atlético. And I'm not saying I want Lunin to get the same hate, but I'm just saying that neither of these 2 keepers are going to challenge Courtois when he comes back. So let's not hate on Lunin, let's not hate on Kepa. Although that they are making mistakes, but these mistakes I think are not individual mistakes. These mistakes are not, they pass the ball straight to an opponent and they score from that. These are team mistakes which lead to the keeper making mistakes. But I don't think there's a guarantee that Lunin will play the next game against Almeria. Kepa might come back, who knows? But of course that second goal was poor. The back line, Mendy, poor. Nacho, poor. Rudiger was horrendous and dreadful, but he's been playing well. So is it fatigue? Is it tiredness? Is it playing many games? Because if it is that, then I'm sorry, he has to find a way to cope with that, because we've got Almeria basically in a day or two after, and then you have a break, and then you basically have a week later Las Palmas away, and then a couple of days later Getafe away, and then just 3 days after we've got Atletico Madrid again at the Santiago Bernabeu, and then you've got Girona at home after a week, and then after 3 days again you have got RB Leipzig away. So there are many games to come. There's not going to be a break. So Rudiger has to find a way to maintain his form. He can't let it dip right now. It's a crucial part of the season. It could be a one-off game, but Rudiger has been doing well. Let's cut him some slack, but let's not, pretend that wasn't a dreadful performance, because it was. Carvajal, yep. The midfield, Modric obviously helped get the equalizing goal for the first one. Apart from that, yep. Camavinga, that second goal was again a mistake from him. Valverde, quiet. Bellingham got the assist. I think the best player on the pitch, really. I don't see anyone else in the team that really kept going on, even though we were losing 2-1 or losing 1-0. And in the front two, just weren't at it today, but they show that they can do it against Barcelona. So my question again is, why can they show that they can do it against Barcelona but not show that they can do it against Atletico Madrid? And that is the reason why Atletico are better than Barcelona, because we saw the way Barcelona played, such a high line, defensively, unstable, easy to get at as well. But, Atletico are not that. Cruz came on, didn't do anything. Jose Luis got a goal. Tchouaméni, obviously having to deal with that 2v1, which wasn't his fault. So Bios came on, scored a goal, offside, narrow margins. Fran Garcia, not sure why he even came on, and Brahim Diaz didn't change anything at all. But like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't matter, because trophies matter. But we have to move on, and that is really all we can do now. There's no point crying about it. There's no point being devastated about this defeat. We've got Almeria next, and then we've got 2 away games against Las Palmas and Getafe. These next 3 games will prove where we are. Are we the team that was very good against Atletico in a sense, and very good against Barcelona, or are we the team that were against this Atletico side very, very poor? That is really how we bounce back, the effect on these games. But look, we have to move on, and it is what it is. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button, subscribe to Jeff on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.